The heart of the rice terrace. Long ago, nestled deep within the mountains of Ifugao, there was a young girl named Tala who lived in a small village surrounded by the green, layered slopes of the Banaue Rice Terraces. Her family had tended the rice fields for generations, and she was no different. From the time she was a little girl, Tala had learned to walk the narrow paths that wove between the terraces, her feet light as a feather on the cool stone walls that separated each field. But Tala wasn't like other children. She had always felt a deep connection to the land, as though it spoke to her in ways no one else understood. While other villagers farmed the rice with hard work and tradition, Tala could hear the whispers of the earth beneath her feet. One warm afternoon, as the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the terraced fields, Tala sat on a stone wall. Her grandmother, Lola Della, joined her, her hands weathered from years of labor, but her heart kind and full of wisdom. "Lola," Tala asked softly, her eyes tracing the emerald curves of the terraces that stretched as far as the eye could see, "how did the rice terraces come to be?" Lola Della smiled, her face wrinkling like the folds of the land itself. "The rice terraces were not built by the hands of mere men," she began. "They were a gift from the gods. Long ago, our ancestors prayed to the spirits of the mountains and the rivers, asking for a way to grow their food in the steep and forgiving land. The gods, pleased with their devotion, sent a great spirit in the form of a mighty white eagle. It soared across the mountains, its wings stirring the earth beneath it. The spirit carved the terraces with its wings, shaping them like a great, living stairway. Each terrace was a step toward harmony with the earth, a connection to our ancestors, and a promise that the land would always provide. The rice we grow here is not just food, it's the spirit of the land itself." Tala listened intently, the wind gently tussling her hair as she thought about the story. But something inside her stirred a sense of duty to protect the beauty and harmony of the land. She had seen how the terraces, though still admired and cared for, were beginning to show signs of strain. People from distant lands had come, taking pictures but not truly understanding the depth of the connection between the people and the land. One day, while walking along the edge of the terraces, Tala noticed a strange sight, a patch of land where the rice had not grown as it should. The soil was dry and cracked, and the water that once flowed through the intricate channels had slowed to a mere trickle. It was a sign of something wrong, a disruption in the balance. Determined to find the cause, Tala went to the elders of the village. Together, they discovered that the spirit of the land had been disturbed. The modern world, with its demands and disregard for tradition, had started to take too much. The rice terraces were no longer receiving the respect they once had. But Tala did not despair. She knew the stories her grandmother had told her were more than just myth. They were a guide, a reminder of the sacred bond between her people and the land. She gathered the villagers, young and old, and shared the stories of the rice terraces. Together, they began to restore the land, planting with reverence and singing the ancient songs of the ancestors as they worked. As time passed, the terraces flourished once more. The soil became rich and fertile again, and the water flowed with new life. Tala, now known as the protector of the terraces, stood tall at the edge of the rice fields one bright morning, the mist rising from the valleys. She smiled, knowing the bond between her people and the land was as strong as ever. The Banaue Rice Terraces were not just a wonder of the world, they were a symbol of the deep, enduring connection between humanity and nature, a testament to the wisdom of the past and the hope for the future.